I've got another cool comic haul to share. So let's see what I got. Hey everyone, it's vmcampos, comic book fan. I picked up a few issues recently, so let's check them out. First off, from eBay, I picked up Superman, the Man of Steel, number 18, from 1992. Now, this is the debut of Doomsday. Well, besides his fist, since he had been teased for several issues beforehand. Doomsday, of course, is the one who killed Superman. In the 90s, there was the storyline, The Death of Superman, and Doomsday was the killer. This is the newsstand edition. I got it off of eBay for a very good price. I never had one back in the day. I was mostly into Marvel at the time, but this is kind of cool to add to my personal collection. Speaking of back issues for the personal collection, I picked up Spider-Gwen number 24. The comic shop that I would visit was actually shut down at the time that these issues of Spider-Gwen were coming out, the Gwenom storyline, so I wasn't able to pick it up. So I went in and I got it from a different shop, finally got it. But you know what? I just noticed this is the second printing. So, 425, second printing, very cool cover as always. Rodriguez really does a great job on the art in Spider-Gwen. But I'm gonna need to go see if I can get the, first print eventually. The Punisher, 222. Now, I don't really read Punisher. I know about the Punisher, of course, but I don't really read it. The only reason I got this because of the numbering, 222. And if you know anything about me, you know that I like to also collect repeating digit comics. So I couldn't pass it up on the shelves, 222. I've got other comics with that number also, but just something cool to add to my collection. I don't know anything that's going on with Punisher at the moment. I took a quick look at the synopsis page, and apparently Frank Castle has an Iron Man armor that was given to him by S.H.I.E.L.D. so that he can fight crime in his own special way. I don't like this cover at all. It's like you can't tell what's going on. It's too dark and it's just you can't tell anything. If you really, really observe it, you can say, okay, I guess there's Iron Punisher right there. There's his leg. There's something happening here. Oh, it's a rocket. It's nuclear. I guess. I think this cover is way too dark, but that's how the Punisher is. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man 798. So if you look online, there's a lot of chatter about the brand new character, the Red Goblin, who is the carded symbiote that merges with someone. So check online to see all of that. But this is 798, another amazing Alex Ross cover. Legacy numbering of Amazing Spider-Man. Wow, I remember back in the day when Amazing Spider-Man number 300 barely came out, and now we're about to get to 800. Are you picking up any of these True Believer number ones? They're just only $1, and they reprint classic stories. So this one's interesting because this is from an early Iron Man, or is it like from the Journey to Mystery? Back before they got their own named titles. Anyway, this was originally an Iron Man comic back in the 70s. And this is the first appearance of Thanos, which of course we all know from the new Infinity War movie. But this was his first appearance. And yes, that's Drax right there. Monsters, I've tracked you across galaxies for this moment. Even if you crush Iron Man, you can't stop the Destroyer. Yep, Drax the Destroyer. I think those are the Blood Brothers. The Golden Avenger battles the Titans of Saturn and learns to beware the Blood Brothers. And also Thanos makes an appearance here. First appearance. Another True Believers title, Avengers versus Thanos. Don't remember the original printing of this, probably an Avengers comic. They strike from space. Make way for the Marvel Age of Comics, Phase 2. Interesting that they were using that terminology back then. Featuring the mind-shattering menace of Thanos, warlord of Titan. So, the first Avengers versus Thanos back in the day before the Infinity Gauntlet. Moving over to DC, I've got Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica, DC and Archie Comics collaboration. This is issue number 4. I have number 1. I think I'm missing number 2 and 3. But, yep, very interesting team up here. Harley and Ivy and Betty and Veronica. So this is cover number 2. Well, I also picked up number 5. So this is cover number 2 as well. Really fun, dynamic cover with an interesting premise. And then number 6 of 6. I really like this cover. It's got a great style to it. This is regular cover number 1, and it's just pretty epic looking. So I need to get number 2 and 3, and then I have the whole run of this limited 6-issue series. Can you believe that we're already at Action Comics number 1000? Well, I saw this on the shelf, and I really liked the cover, so I wanted to pick it up. This is Action Comics number 998. So 1,000 issues of this classic comic book from 1938. This is the alternate cover number 2, or variant cover. Very kind of interesting looking posing and such. Usually Superman is obviously more, powerful and gallant and sure of himself. This sort of, not quite melancholy, but this sort of seems like a very pensive, thoughtful Superman. And the cover stood out to me, so I picked it up. Supergirl number 20. Artgerm cover. These have been amazing. Stanley Artgerm Lau has really been creating a lot of great covers for the big publishers after being picked up from obscurity on his DeviantArt page. Now he's part of the comics industry. And here's a very cool, luminous Supergirl cover, number 20. This cover is freaking epic. I love it. It's the Virgin Art cover of Rocko's Modern Life number 1, featuring a beautiful, realistic, expressionistic Rocko and Spunky. I just had to pick it up. It was cover price. It was amazing. I loved the character and its cartoon from the 90s. Carlos Alazraqui really affected my childhood with his rendition of everyone's Australian little dingo character. So realistic. I love it when they do that, when they take these weird cartoony characters and try to make them realistic. Sonic the Hedgehog, the new series, number 2, cover A. So I was more of a Nintendo fanboy back in the day, but I've got some love for back in those times when I used to go to my friend's house and play his Genesis, or Mega Drive for some of you international viewers. And here's a brand new Sonic series to jump into. Beautiful, cute, cartoony art that I really like. Really harkens back to the original games, and I picked up number 2. Well, I also picked up number 1, but the fabled retailer incentive cover C, the 1:100 cover ratio. This one is very hard to get, and especially at a reasonable price. If you go check on prices on eBay, this one is like through the roof, retailer incentive. The funny thing is that one of the shops nearby that I visited saw that they had it, and when I asked how much they were selling it for, they said, "Oh, you're not going to believe it." And they showed me $99.99. Well, I got it for significantly less than that, but still a very good price. And classic Sonic, well, sort of like the Sonic Dreamcast version. So nice for the collection. Alright, so quick recap. I picked up Sonic the Hedgehog number 1 from IDW. Sonic the Hedgehog number 2 from IDW. Rocko's Modern Life from, I think it's IDW. Supergirl number 20 from DC Comics. Action Comics number 998 from DC. Harley and Ivy and Betty and Veronica number 6 from DC and Archie Comics. Number 5 and number 4. True Believers number 1, Avengers vs. Thanos from Marvel Comics. True Believers number 1, Thanos the First from Marvel Comics. The Amazing Spider-Man number 798 from Marvel. The Punisher 222 from Marvel. Spider-Gwen number 24, second print from Marvel. And Superman, the Man of Steel, number 18 from DC Comics. So what do you think? Do you see anything you like there? Anything you'd like to add to the personal collection? Anything to invest in? Or what about anything to read? If you like this video and my other comic videos, Magic the Gathering videos and such, don't forget to head on over to patreon.com/vmcampos and think about becoming a contributor. For as little as $1 a month, it really helps me out. So this has been VM Campos. See you next time.